Here we are, we're live. You guys, I have to go early today. Something came up at work and I'm gonna have to go back down there and do some training with an assistant manager. So I apologize for this. This was not expected. Don't pay attention to that flattened box back there. Remember that I just moved in and still settling in and unpacking into my new home. I know that we don't have anybody in here yet. I'm hoping a moderator is available to come in a little early today. Barb's on vacation and out of town and in an area where she's not going to get service. So I know that Barb won't be here. Let me just pull my phone up onto, oops, my channel. There we are. You can see the live over here. Oops, hear me? Just want to pause it. I just want to pause it. Good, thank you for doing it. Hold on, I'm trying to. There we go. Trying to delete that noise. Hi, beautiful. Yes. Thank you for being here. I'm going to take down the timestamps today and try and do them myself. That's going to be a learning experience for me since I've never done them before. But I am going to try with the instructions that Barb left me and see if I can't figure out how to do them. And then sometimes that would just be easier for all of us, right? Had to go live a little early, as I was saying in the beginning of the live before you showed up. Something came up at work and I'm going to have to do this early so that I can go back to work and help her close the store and do some retraining with her. So that I make sure that I have her in the best place to be successful in her position as well. Kim, thank you for being here. I'm going to use two different oracle decks today. We're going to use the secret language of light like we love to use on this channel because we are all about light. But I'm also going to use a new oracle deck. I'm going to introduce this to the channel because I've never used it here, but I do use it in personal readings quite often, especially depending on what the querent wants. But I do use this as well. And this is the Heal Yourself reading cards. So we'll see if there's anything that speaks to the signs as a general reading that we need to be healing from for each sign. I feel like with what we talked about in last week was there was a lot of emotional stuff that, you know what, this is going to drive my OCD crazy if I don't get up and move that box. So hold on, let me move that box because it's driving me crazy. All right, sorry about that. Okay, got rid of the box. So anyways, so I was thinking that because of all the emotions and how high they were running last week, that we would go ahead and add the Heal Yourself and see what there is that we might need to still be healing from. Because sometimes we know that emotions are running high, but we don't know why they're running high. So I'm hoping that this oracle deck will help us to dive deep into that and see what is going on. Okay, Kim, I see that you'll be right back. What else did I want to say? We are still going to cut out Crystal Talk today. I won't be doing Crystal Talk this week. I'm hoping that next week I have enough unpacked and have some time to do some in-depth preparation for our next Crystal Talk, because we haven't done Crystal Talk in a while, and I think we all need to know what crystals we should be dealing with under what signs or moons and transits are going on in the horoscope, right, or in the astrology. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll bring that back next week. I promise you I'll be more prepared. I did take next Friday and Saturday off. So I'll be surprised if I get one of them off. But honestly, I do have both days off next week. I'm hoping to get out of town. I would like to go to Virginia Beach for the weekend. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink. But anyway, so without further ado, shall we get started? Let's go ahead and start with Aries. Aries, first I will pull your healing card, then I'll pull your secret language of light, and then we'll pull your tarot cards. I can't promise you that you'll be able to see the table or the cards, but I will hold them up for you as needed, okay? Just a little bit weirder of a setup today until I get a more stable setup going on in the future. So, Aries, we will start with you at 510. I learned this from Barb. Barb, when you see this, thank you for the information. Let's see if I'm right. If I understood what you said, then I think we'll get accurate timestamps that actually go to the reading. Take off your mask. You know what I think I want to do? I think I want to pull both oracle cards back to back right now. Normally I would go into one without the other, but I feel like there's something. No, I won't. Okay, so I'll go into the first one. So in your healing, it's talking about taking off your mask. So sometimes it's super easy, especially, and I know I used to do this myself. I would put on a mask, and I am a very happy, smiley person, and people never knew when I wasn't okay. You know, like way back in the day, like many years ago, when I was going through like a suicidal phase, not understanding, you know, my gifts and how to deal with them and incorporate them into my life. I would put on a smiling mask, and then when I tried something that was so horrific, people were like blown away because it wasn't something that I told them that I was hurting or that I needed help, you know. So this is kind of talking about taking off that mask, right? Don't pretend to be happy when you're not happy. If you're not happy, it's okay. But find someone to talk to, find someone to help you deal with those emotions, you know, and just clear your mind of what it is that's going on, and clear your heart, even if it's just to vent to somebody, you know. Like, venting doesn't have to be sorry, that's probably my work telling me they want me to come back to work right now, but they're gonna wait because I already told them I was going live. It's just saying that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to show who you really are and what emotions you're truly going through, Aries. So it's talking about maybe at this time you're hiding behind a mask. And I don't know if any of you have seen that commercial on TV, and I love it, only because it was so true. We hide behind a smile while we're screaming and crying inside. But nobody hears us screaming and crying, and nobody knows that we need help because we are too proud to ask for help, too embarrassed to ask for help. You know what? It's more embarrassing to not be here tomorrow because you didn't ask for help, and you decided to take take an early exit. So at this time, you're being called to take off your mask. Okay, in taking off your mask, you will be able to find people to help you heal from whatever past traumas you're hiding behind a mask from. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what the Secret Language of Light Oracle has for you. That's a number 11, a duality. It could be a past relationship. It could be a previous lifetime even that you're healing old karmas from. Again, like I said, I'm sorry that you have to look at my face through the whole video. I have the camera up high because StreamYard wasn't working on my phone today. And so I have to stream from the camera, and I want it up higher. And so, because I'm not sitting on the floor today, I am sitting on an ottoman, so apologize for this. I will make sure that you can see your cards, though. Nourish. How awesome does that go with taking off your mask, right? Because taking off your mask and nourishing yourself are two of the best things that you can do for yourself, right? So you take off your mask and you quit hiding behind the smile when you're crying. You quit pretending to be something that you're not, right? And you start to nourish and feed your soul. And I really love this card, how beautiful it is. It's, you know, like it's showing, it's kind of like the mask the same way. It's showing under the water as above, you know, differently, similarly to above the water. But above the water is a shining star. It's that guiding light, right? That North Star. So you see where under the world and under the water and above the water is the world and then the guiding star. When you take off that mask and you seek help in helping yourself heal from whatever it is in the past that has you feeling like you need to be hiding or embarrassed about your situation, whatever it is, know that there's no shame in it. This is life. We all have to live it. We all have problems, no matter how much we mask it. And on social media and on our Facebooks and Instagram, we might show that we are the happiest people in the world, but we have problems too. Okay? If you're truly human and living your best life, you're going to be honest about the fact that you do have problems. Nobody is perfect. No life is perfect. What somebody puts on Facebook or Instagram or social media, wherever it is, if they're always happy, always positive, trust me, there is something that they are also masking from the public. Whether they are masking it from themselves or from the public, it doesn't matter. It's still masking it, right? Like, be authentic, be true, be 100%. Come out from under the water and shine. You know, follow that North Star. Follow your life path is what I want to say for you, Aries. So let's go ahead and see what the tarot has to say about all this. But I love that those two oracle cards go hand in hand with each other and literally pretty much say all the same thing that I just said. I'm not answering work. I told them I need 2 hours to do my live. Oh, wow. A card tried to pop out. It's the Six of Swords. And usually when I talk about this Six of Swords in the Mystical Manga Tarot, I love the fact that for some, it's not showing that they are being guided by another to a calmer shores, right? They have taken steps to take themselves to the calmer shores, right? So that's kind of what that whole taking off your mask is. Nobody can take that mask off for you. You have to decide to take that mask off, right? So I love that came up or tried to come up for you. Let's go ahead and see if it comes out in the reading. And if not, I love that it came up as a confirmation for the first two oracle cards that we have for you. Just bent the card. Ooh, I like that. Yes. So taking off that mask is going to open up a lot of doors for you. It may not be that you're hurt from the situation, but just hiding behind the fact that, oh, I love this. I absolutely love this. So you are showing up in the middle of or at the beginning of the reading, in the center of the reading as the Seven of Pentacles. And we know that's planting the seeds of your destiny, your future, your path that you're wanting to go down, right? That's you planting what you hope to harvest or attain going forward. The Ace of Swords here comes out next. And the Ace of Swords is like, you take off that mask and you're going to see more clearly how this new beginning or doing something differently this time around is going to benefit you, right? With that Ace of Swords, I just love how it goes right straight through the communication, all the way up through, you know, the third eye and the crown chakra, right? It's just saying that you will see more clearly once you take off that mask. That's kind of like the same thing. Like when you wear sunglasses at night, you hinder your vision, right? So taking off that mask can help you see more clearly, envision a better outcome in future, and get you out of your mind. I feel like that you're going to take all these messages and actually act upon them, Aries, because you get the Eight of Wands. Like it's kind of saying, yeah, once you take off that mask, everything becomes so clear so fast, and you know your way out. You know how you've sown these seven pentacles or seven seeds, you know, of your crop, and you can see into the future about how those are going to manifest something that you have been trying to manifest. Like you can't get somewhere if you don't get out of your mind and make it happen, right? We can't wish completely for things and then in our mind be telling ourselves, oh, it's not possible. It's not going to happen. Because when we do that, we hinder our own progress, right? So this is just talking about, and I feel like it's more in a relationship situation, whether it be a relationship that is intimate with another person or a relationship with a boss or a family member, you do have the Two of Cups. And I love the Two of Cups here in this position. That's why it can be multiple ways. I mean, like however it resonates for you and your situation, right? But the Two of Cups is something divinely guided, in a relationship situation. For some of you, yes, this is something intimate. And when you start out, you know how when you start out a new relationship, you can be just really totally bubbly and upbeat and positive, and or even the person that you're talking to, and as you get to know them, like true colors start to show and arrive, right? And things start to change and shift a little bit because now this person isn't always on top of the world, but now they're telling you their problem. I think a little bit about this is, don't be afraid to tell your problems, worried about what people are going to think about you. Don't enter into a situation being something that you're not. Be authentic, be yourself. Save you a lot of problems if you do, a lot of trouble, a lot of backpedaling or explanations later on down the road. Supporting the reading, again, and this support card supports your two oracle cards. So you get the Four of Cups, right? So the Four of Cups is saying, again, you know, like kind of take off your mask or to look up and look around and see what's around you versus what you are familiar with. Like get out of your comfort zone, look around, be more open to other things that you're not, maybe not comfortable with. I heard the word comfortable, maybe not completely comfortable with, but try it out. Like you'll never know until you try it out, right? Your outcome card is, you know, a 7 is my favorite number. It's my victory card. You do have the king of the mountain, king of the hill, you know, the victory, standing your ground, holding the fort, so to speak, or holding your true identity and showing to the world that, you know what, I stand strong in my convictions, behind myself and who I am and where I see myself going. So Aries, this is what I have for you. Thank you for letting me read for you. And we are on to Taurus. Give me a second here to pick up my cards. And I will timestamp Taurus for us. All right, Taurus. Taurus, we are at 20:01. Let's get your healing oracle card. Thanks, Kimmy. I should have shut my blinds. I keep getting distracted by cars going through the parking lot. All right, Taurus, what do you need healing from this week? Or what do you need to start healing from this week? It doesn't mean that healing doesn't happen overnight. Healing doesn't happen in a week. And so I won't pull these cards out every single week, but I'll pull them out when I feel like there's an energy shift. And I felt the energy shift. Valerie, how are you? We are doing something a little bit different on the channel today. I've introduced a new oracle card for happy birthday. I forgot, Valerie. I did say happy birthday on your page, but happy birthday to you, Valerie. Yes. So Taurus, we are at Taurus right now. Taurus, oh my gosh, is this a you guys heard me at least shuffling this. So Taurus, same thing. You get take off your mask as well. So, coming out of that whole Lionsgate portal, everything has been shifting, and there may just be a whole lot of, people who have fallen behind a mask or gotten behind a mask trying to mask the fact that Lionsgate portal was some serious energy, and it was very brutal for a lot of people. But some people are afraid to show their emotions, right? They're afraid to be vulnerable. And so that's when we, without realizing it or even subconsciously, we put on a mask, and we mask the fact that we are going through some vulnerable emotions, right? Or healing from something. So Taurus, you also take off your mask. So I feel like for you, it's very similar to Aries. And this could just be somebody who is, like I say a lot of times, sitting on the cusp. When you get two back-to-back oracle cards so similar for two signs, it definitely can be people who are, like closer to the cusp. It could be a third deacon Aries and a first deacon Taurus. It could just be that. So, and if anybody doesn't know what a deacon is, the horoscopes are actually, each sign is divided into 3 deacons. So you can look that up if this is something new to you. For each sign, the first 10 days of the sign is a first deacon, and the next 10 days are a second deacon, and then the last 10 days of each sign is a third deacon. And so sometimes when we talk about our sign, we're like, I don't resonate with my sign. Well, sometimes we don't resonate with a sign because it's a general description of the sign. But when you break it down into the 3 different deacons that are born within the first 10 days, the next 10 days, and the last 10 days, then you will see that each deacon carries its own personality. And it's kind of cool because, like, the first 10 days of the first deacon, first 10 days, they are the strongest. And as a Capricorn, I've always said I don't feel like I belong to the Capricorn, right? I don't feel standoffish. I don't feel like I got to be right all the time. I'm not a stubborn person. I'm a very determined person, but I'm not a stubborn person. And so the stronger or the closer you are to the beginning of a horoscope or an astrology sign, the stronger those general readings will resonate for you. Now, as a January 1st baby, I fall into a second deacon Capricorn. And when you do, the energy gets a little bit lighter. And when it gets a little bit lighter, you tend to take on more qualities of your rising sign or your Venus or your moon sign. And I definitely do that as a second deacon. But into a third deacon, they will definitely resonate more with all those other energies than they will with their sign. So anyways, back to Taurus. Taurus, thank you for letting me interrupt your reading to explain the deacons. But if anybody is interested in that, then definitely look up what deacon you are. Know that if you're in the first 10 days, you're a first deacon, second deacon, and third, right? It definitely makes a huge difference knowing that kind of information and why you do or do not resonate so well with your signs. Because it's huge. And I know not a lot of readers talk about it, not a lot of astrologers talk about it anymore, but it is something that I learned back in the 90s, and it's always helped me to understand my sign and my placements a little more. But yes, every sign is broken down into 3 different deacons. Taurus. Here's another oracle card for you. What do we need to tell Taurus? Insight. Ooh, I love this. You guys, I don't know if we've ever pulled this on the channel before. You might remember. Insight. I'm trying to get it without the light glaring on it. Can you see it now? I love this. Insight. So to get a clear picture of insight, we literally have to go inside, right? We have to go inside. We have to meditate. We have to calm our minds. We have to shut out the noise of the world. I would say definitely, if you're spending a lot of time, I don't know why I got this, if you're spending a lot of time on social media, I would definitely say or ask you to maybe limit your time per day or per week that you're doing it. But definitely tap into your inner being through meditation or prayer, whatever it is for you, so that you can get a clearer insight, right? Take off whatever mask you're hiding behind. Be vulnerable, be transparent, but there is definitely a call for meditation and clarity. I love the energy of this card. Look, you can almost feel the energy of this card, can you not? I love it. So let's finish this for you, Taurus. Let's see what your tarot cards have to say. Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it, Valerie? That is such a beautiful card. But you know what? If you think about Aries, they got a blue and purple and pink card too. So I love it. Fear of something, Taurus. What are you afraid? Don't be afraid that the world will judge you. If you live in fear of what the world thinks of you, you will always be unhappy. You have to know and accept you, and know that anybody who is worthy of your time and your energy will accept you for you. Exactly what I said. I love it. Oh, Taurus, what is going on with you? Ooh, you got 2 support cards. That's interesting. I love this. I love it. So whatever insight you're going to gain here by doing your meditation, your prayers, and taking off your mask and letting the world see who you truly are is going to send you on this journey. I feel like it's more of a completion, even though I don't get any 10s in here. I feel like you're going on a journey that's going to complete a cycle while it's, if this makes sense to you, it's kind of like a 2-for-1. You're completing a cycle while another cycle has already started. So maybe, Taurus, you've been feeling a lot of energy and being kind of overwhelmed with which way to go. Know that you're supposed to be in this energy, right? Know how to deal with it and accept yourself. Go inside, do some meditation, because yes, this journey is something that you asked for when you signed your soul contract to come to Earth, right? And to be born into this world at this time. So you are showing up here in the beginning of the reading in the center with the Three of Pentacles. That's a collaboration. And to me, that speaks of that soul contract that you make and you create with other souls before you're all ever born onto this earth, right? Whatever is going on, you're closing up one lesson and you've already started a new lesson, right? So those two lessons are kind of brushing past each other, but they're almost done, like almost not even there, but they are overlapping somewhat, just a little, but not in a bad way. So the reason I feel like this is that soul contract for you is your next card is the contract card. You have the Four of Wands here. This could mean that coming into your life is the purpose, right? The purpose, the reason, the better soul contract. Like maybe the last one was a lesson to grow you into this purpose, and that's why they're overlapping, because they actually are tied together in a sense, right? With that contract card, whatever it was that you're getting over, and I don't want to say that, sounds so awful to tell someone to get over it, but whatever it is that you are healing from, what you need to take your mask off from, whatever it was you were hiding behind, had you feeling in that lack mindset, right? So you have two very opposite cards here. You have the Four of Wands, which we know that wands are fiery passion, heart and soul. And then the Pentacles is more materialistic. So whatever it is that you're healing from was probably something a little materialistic, and not necessary anyways, because our soul doesn't grow on material things. Our soul grows on energy, right? Energy, love, and light. So I feel like those two things, like you're coming out of that. It's not about my materialistic things. It's about love and light, right? It's a big, huge growth shift for you. I love your final outcome. I can't wait to get there, but I have to go through the rest of the cards here. You do have the Ace of Coins. Knowing that materialistic things can't be taken with us when we leave this lifetime is a huge lesson, right? And it's a huge awakening when it happens. But once that happens, I feel like the abundance comes in for you, right? Not necessarily abundance of materialistic things, but I love how the Horn of Plenty here, and we are in fall going into that Thanksgiving when the Horn of Plenty is like one of the symbols of Thanksgiving, right? So this is thanking God, source, and the universe for the lessons of plenty that you have had to go through to grow into whatever this contract that's coming up for you, or has been coming up for you, or will be coming up for you, but has already started. Like, does that make sense? The energy started. The contract has been signed prior to you showing up. But there may still be, for some of you, a contract or an agreement that's coming to light now. So maybe it's something that you've hoped for. But with this Ace of Pentacles, it's talking about a new beginning. It's kind of kicking butt on the Five of Pentacles and saying, no, I'm not going to be in this Five of Pentacles. I'm going to jump straight to the Ace of Pentacles, right? So it is going straight into the Ace of Pentacles. So we're going to talk about your support cards here, Taurus. Your support cards are the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So you get two aces. Again, this is something very fiery, passionate, brand new. And we know that pages are messengers. So there is going to be some kind of message for you, maybe in this message. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't, be so bold as to say that I'm your messenger, but there's a message that you're going to hear. There's signs, symbols, signatures. Something is going to click, and it's going to be like, oh my gosh, that's so real. That's so right. That feels so good, right? I love your outcome card. So we're going to talk about your outcome card. You get a major arcana. You get the Fool. All of this is preparing you for this brand new journey. right? But I don't feel like you're taking this journey alone. I feel like you're taking this journey with somebody, or somebody that you either do now or will consider your best friend, your loyal partner. That doesn't have to be love. Remember that. It can be your loyal partner in your own job, right? But there is something brand new, not just with the two aces. Like, they kind of led up to this, but you got those two aces back to back, one of them supporting the entire reading, and then you jump straight to the Fool. This is why I feel you have two different things going on. One ending and a whole another one starting, but kind of at the same time. And probably you felt it going through the Lionsgate portal very strongly, and you were very overwhelmed with, which way do I go? Well, know that you're on the right path. Okay, Taurus? That is what I have for you. I would definitely say continue the meditation and the prayer, whatever it is that brings you peace of mind. Continue to do that, and please don't hide behind any masks. And let's see. We are moving on to Gemini now. Gemini at 3622. You guys, the only reason I'm calling them out is because this is new to me. So doing timestamps is just a little bit different for me now. So Gemini, we're going to see what kind of oracle cards we have for you and what kind of tarot message we have for your week coming up. We are pulling our first oracle card from the Healing Yourself Oracle deck. Or actually, I don't even think it's called oracle. I think they're just reading cards. I can't. You guys, I cannot. I can't. This definitely has to be a common theme, you guys. If I got 3 signs back to back in order that are getting that take off your mask, I would definitely say Gemini. Listen to Aries. Listen to Taurus reading in the information that I had to say. But again, we are not serving our higher purpose when we're hiding our emotions behind a mask, right? And again, it's so easy to put on a mask and hide behind it because we don't want to bother others with what we're going through. But it's okay. Like, if you try to go through everything in life by yourself without upsetting, whatever, or telling someone something because you feel like it's going to upset the status quo, know that that's not serving your higher purpose, right? We all have things going on in our life, and we should all be allowed to talk about them. We need to just find that one person or that many people, whoever will listen, but somebody that you trust. I'm going to say a confidant. Me, it's my son. I call my son. He knows everything. Like, I talk to him when I need to. Find who it is that you know and trust to not put that back into your face, right? But take off the mask and show your true self. So you do take off the mask as well. I'm not joking, you guys. I can't make this up. So take off the mask. 3 signs in a row. That is what you need to heal from. You need to be vulnerable, okay? You need to not feel humiliated to ask for assistance, to show who you truly are. Don't start off a relationship hiding behind, like that happy-go-lucky person who never has a care or fault in the world, because we're human. We all have those, right? So I'm going to pull so far, for each one of these 3 signs that have gotten the same healing card, we've gotten a different light card for them, right? So let's see what the secret language of light has for you. Gemini, right? Yeah, Gemini. And see where we're going to take this message for you and go into your tarot reading. So let's first see what the secret language of light has for you, Gemini. Divine Feminine. Now, I'm not going to put a gender on this or on any kind of relationship because I believe that to each their own, to each their own, right? And what is right for one is not always right for another. I'm never going to tell anybody that they're wrong and who they have feelings for and what they have feelings, doing. But this is asking you to call upon your divine feminine. And so taking off your mask, maybe hiding behind, and I'm getting this now really strongly, in taking off your mask, maybe you've been hiding behind your more masculine, right? Where you are carrying on strong when you feel weak and crying and screaming inside. You're putting on a brave face. You're putting on your masculine, I can get through this. I got it. I don't need anybody's help. But that's not true. This is asking you to heal your divine feminine. Okay, and I love that we get a little bit more rainbow with this card than the last two. This is calling upon your divine feminine, healing your divine feminine if she needs healing, knowing that every soul, every piece of energy has masculine and feminine, right? So I feel like you've been getting by on the masculine energy of your being, and it's asking you to heal and not ignore the divine feminine within you as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull your tarot and see what this is about. Thank you, Kimmy. I feel great. I may be exhausted, but I feel great. Hey, Chris. Thanks for showing up, bud. Wow. Know that you're very much supported, and I am definitely seeing all masculine cards here. So yes, you have been hiding behind that mask of masculinity. You've been a warrior. I will definitely say this, Gemini. You have been a warrior. But it is time to, step out and heal that divine feminine and come into your true purpose, right? Let's start with how you show up here in the beginning of the reading in the center. You show up as the Knight of Cups. Like, you have the emotions. You have the ability to love and see life from a more nurturing position, but you're hiding behind that masculine because, let's face it, like society has taught us that men are stronger. And so sometimes in order to be strong, we feel like we have to act more like that masculine or bring more of our masculine out, right? But so you are showing up here, even though it's a male card. And I don't put gender on anything, right? You can be a guy who's hiding behind your masculine and you're out of balance with your divine feminine, right? Because we all have to bring those into balance. But I feel like in your heart of hearts where you want to go, but I feel like you're hiding it inside. Like that's what you're hiding behind that mask, right? You're hiding your true emotions and the things that you truly want because you're trying to stand strong in the face of your community or your peers, right? There's something going on here with that Seven of Swords. Like, we know with the Seven of Swords, there's that sneaky energy, there's that win at all costs, without regard to other people. And maybe that is something that has trampled on you. And so rather than break down and cry in your emotions, you're like, oh, I can deal with this to other people and trying to show that brave face. but then you go home and you cry, and then you go back to work the next day and your stomach feels sick when you feel like you have to walk through. I mean, that's kind of maybe a little bit extreme, but don't put yourself in that position. You know, like that's not a good position. It's not healthy for anybody. If people are making you feel less than, then it's time to, you know, speak up. Use your voice. Speak up and be like, this is not right. This is not cool. This is not fair. And so that's what I would ask for you to do, seeing that, because I feel like in using your voice, and I know I'm not seeing anything here that necessarily speaks to a voice card other than, you know, that Knight of Cups, you know, like that's also using your voice, a little bit of communication. There is a lot of blue, and I really wish you could see the cards on the table because 4 of them literally are blue, which would talk about that communication, needing to speak communication. I like how don't those colors look, I'm holding back here because I want you just to see the colors and not anything else on there. So we talked about healing your divine feminine, or bringing more of your divine feminine into your daily life, right? Here we have the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords. Come on, put those swords down. Like, don't let whoever's sneaky behind your back, who's trying to make you feel less than, who's got you hiding behind that mask, you know, keep you behind that mask. It's time to say, you know what, that's not how my story's going to end. That's not how my week's going to go. Even if it's just a day, that's not how my day's going to go. No, I am in my awesome bubble and nobody else is allowed in, right? Nobody's going to pop my bubble today. That 10 of Swords speaks to 2 things, right? This is how you're feeling. This is definitely how you're feeling, but you can get rid of that. Like, not like you can't just like shed it off, you know, like dogs do, you know, fleas, but it has you in that, or it can, if you don't heal, take off your own mask, heal your divine feminine, stop hiding behind, you know, the bolstering and the I'm tough enough, I got this, I'm okay. No, it's not okay. If it has you feeling some kind of way, it's not okay, okay? You need to feel healthy and whole and supported, right? So I love how if you take off your mask and you start to reach out to your divine feminine and heal that divine feminine and support it and be more in the divine feminine, or bring those 2 into balance, you have the 6 of Wands here. The 6 of Wands speaks of a victory. It talks about the, you know, it talks about that parade, the honoring, the acknowledgement that, you know what, maybe you're afraid for no reason of being a little more feminine, or a little more like open with your feelings and what is and isn't right, and what you will and will not stand for, because when you do, you will be victorious, right? You're going to see acknowledgement for what it is, whatever it is. And I'm not getting like more than one thing, and I don't want to speak to what I'm getting because it's not going to be for everybody. Supporting the reading, we have the Knight of Coins, right? So we started out with a Knight. We get the Knight of Coins, another blue card, talking about communications. I truly feel like this is at work. I feel like there's a situation at work, possibly has been going on for a long time, something where you've been quiet because you were afraid of creating waves, but in not speaking up, you were the one who was suffering, and it's time to heal from that, you know, by speaking up, speaking your truth. Know that you are supported, okay? You are supported by your second Knight of the reading. Your outcome card is your third Knight of the reading. Knight of Swords. Clarity. Cutting loose anything that does not serve you. Going into all that does serve you, right? So I think we did this last week. I don't remember which sign it was. Got 3 Knights coming out in the beginning of the reading. This one is finishing the reading with 3 Knights. I love that. Dean, how are you? It's been a while since I've talked to you, buddy. Avery, how are you? Yeah, so Gemini, if you can learn to tap into that divine feminine a little more, be less, I got this, I'm okay, like be a little more emotional, be a little bit more real, be a little bit more, this is what I will and will not, stand for. Cut through the bullshit. Did I say that? Cut through the bull and know that that everything is going to work in your favor once you do. Be a little bit more real, be a little bit more open, be a little bit more vulnerable, and that will help you through this next week and whatever the situation is that you're going through. Okay, so Gemini, that is what I have for you. We're going to move on to Cancer. No, Dean, I have not done Capricorn yet. We are on Cancer. We're fairly in the beginning. Sorry, the readings are taking a little bit longer with the Heal Yourself Oracle cards. So we are on to Cancer at 5129, Kimmy. So Cancer breaks the run of the take off your mask. I like this. So Cancer, you're breaking the run. Ooh, wild. Number 15. So we talked about sixes a couple times already. Sixes are good, moving. There's movement, there's balance with a six, right? But there's also, so you get the wild card, and the wild card talks about, and there's a possibility that maybe there's some reining in that you need to do, but there also may be somebody who needs to live a little bit more as well. So the wild card talks about finding that balance between not being too much in the like crazy rebellious stage, but also not being that wallflower that doesn't get out and live a little bit, right? This is talking about listening to your wild side, like following your wild side, getting out and living a little bit more, right? If you're living, live a little bit more. Maybe you're, told you work was going to call in the middle of this. Sorry. She already knows that I'm off limits for 2 hours and I will be back to work to help her. So apologize for that interruption. This is talking about, excuse me. Sorry. This is Kimber. 44. Bye. Sorry about that. I think she's on the phone still. Hold on, guys. I heard her say, what's she apologizing for? I apologize to you. But yeah, so that was my assistant manager. I do need to finish up my readings and get down there because it sounds like she's stressing me out. But that's great. I'm here for you guys. We'll see what that wild card has to say. We're going to pull your secret language of light and then maybe get a little bit more clarification. Ooh, that is so weird. So we cross over from the healing oracle cards being the same for all readings to a back-to-back secret language of light oracle card being the same. So again, so how I spoke of, the wild card is either, if you're imbibing too much or partying too much or, just being too much, there's a call to rein that in a little bit and find a little more balance, right? But if you're not, say you're hurting yourself and you closed yourself away from the world or things out of fear or out of fear. I'm hearing out of fear. There's a call for you to slowly and not just jump right in and do it. I'm not asking you to do that. That's a shock to the system. Slowly bring yourself back up to something, like, I'm not going to say more acceptable because for everybody, acceptable is different, right? But maybe bring yourself out of your shell a little bit more. Maybe do something a little more fun and fantastical to make whatever it is, that's, I feel like there's some kind of a plateau for both ways, whether it be too much or not enough, that you need to, like, bring those together, depending on which side of the spectrum you fall on. I feel like there's a need to go the opposite way of where you are at this time. Again, with the divine masculine and divine feminine, that's kind of the same thing, bringing them together to a happy medium, right? So you are also being called to look at your divine feminine, to stand back and take use an open mind and look at it and say, like, where do I stand on this? Am I too far one way, too far divine masculine, too far divine, feminine? And how do I bring those two together back into balance so that my life that I'm living can be more balanced as well, right? So let's pull your tarot cards, Cancer, and see what this is talking about for you and see how it resonates as well. I'm gonna see. Hey, Darcy, how are you? Good to see you. Strength. That's how you're showing up. Yes. Okay. Wow. Wow. Kudos, Cancer. And I think you had a somewhat controversial or, questionable reading, or maybe difficult reading, I might want to say, last week as well. I think it was Cancer. But this week you are showing up as the Strength card, right? First, it's a major arcana, which is major in and of itself. So to show up as a major arcana in your own reading, or in your reading as a major arcana, which is Strength card, right? And normally you see this, like the woman who has tamed the lion or such. This is just like going into battle, but being supported by your best friend or your best army or your best, comrades or whatever, helping you get to that balanced feeling of strength and courage. I think I talked about it, and so it makes a lot more sense for somebody who's been hiding in that more hermit mode, and especially because that does support the reading, as you did get the hermit card. to support the reading. And I spoke about it was one way or the other. Either you're partying too much or you're hermiting yourself, away from the world, afraid of what is going on in the world, or maybe you are watching too much social media news that you've hermited yourself away. It's time to stop that, for one. Like, that's just ridiculous. Don't let, that stuff, that negative stuff, enter into your life. Like, that is, you cut it out. Stop it. But you are showing up as courage here. You're showing up as strength, right? You're showing up, maybe you have Leo in your chart, and it's time to draw upon that energy of the lion, right? So you go straight into the King of Cups. Okay? I love the King of Cups. Like, I love the King of Cups. I do. I love me some love. I love me some nurturing. I love me some emotions. So this is talking about conquering those emotions, like maybe if you were hermiting yourself, and I love that. I just realized that the wild card has the lantern. She's guiding herself by the lantern. And so it's so cool when I get to your support card and I'm going to show you these guys side by side. And I said hermiting, possibly was one end of the spectrum for you. This King of Cups is talking about dealing with those emotions, right? Like bringing them to the fore and dealing with them, being able to move into a new direction or a better direction for you. I don't want to say new, but a better direction for you, for your best outcome, right? You have the Six of Pentacles. So with the Six of Pentacles, we talk about that balance. We talk about that justice. We talk about that the divine masculine and the divine feminine needing to come back into balance, right? So with the Six of Pentacles, that's confirming that need for a more balanced life for you, a more balanced mindset, a more balanced way of portraying yourself to the world or to yourself. Because you don't really, it's not, I don't care what the world thinks of me. As long as I'm happy with me and I can sleep at night, then that's what I care about. And that's what you should ultimately care about too. So the Page of Swords, a message of clarity, something. I feel like this is in a dream. I'm hearing dream, feeling dream, something, but there could be messages, like for all of us, we're different. I'm still seeing my little praying mantis at work. We're like 9 days later and she will not leave where she's pregnant. But anyways, neither here nor there. There's messages for all of us in our everyday. We just have to be open to receiving those messages. So open up yourself to receive messages of how to bring yourself back into a balance. And if you know what it is that you need to do, listen to the intuition that is telling you that you know what you need to do, because you don't know. Your intuition is what to do. Follow your intuition. Listen to it. Get yourself there. Supporting the reading, you have the Hierophant. I'm sorry, I said it was the Hermit, but it's not. It's the Hierophant. So this is kind of like the male version of the High Priestess, right? This is like putting those two in the Yang column. This is again talking about the divine masculine and divine feminine. It's like bringing those two into some kind of a balance. The Hierophant, walk the walk, talk the talk. Stop hiding behind whatever it is that you're hiding behind. Funny that you didn't get the mask, but it's time to walk the walk. Okay, it's time to bring those into a balance. The divine masculine, divine feminine, the way that you're acting and doing and carrying on, bring it into some kind of a balance and walk the walk, right? If you're showing up here as strength and courage, walk the walk. It's time to walk the walk. When you do, your final outcome card is everything. You have the Emperor, right? You have the Emperor. You have everything that you need to move forward. You have everything Like literally, all of this is just saying get back in balance. Just get back in balance. If you've never been in balance, find a way to get balance. You know, start learning a little bit of just meditation, 5 minutes a day. Even if you have a hard time concentrating, you know, like make sure to put earbuds in when you're doing your meditation music because it's so easy to get distracted. I love to meditate outside with the music on and then still try to count how many different sounds I could hear around me. That literally will take you out of the wandering mind mode and into a really great meditation. I will count crickets, cicadas, the wind, the leaves. I will count as many as I can. And it's kind of like counting sheep into meditation. If you can't quiet your mind, find a way to quiet your mind forcefully. And you do it in a way that, you know, like when you count the different sounds and smells or sights or, well, not sights because you don't want your, you know, your eyes opening and catching everything. But there's always a way to bring yourself into a more balanced state or a more calm state than we think. It's just finding and trying new ideas and new ways to get there, right? So that is what I have for you, Cancer. Leo, you're up. Let's see. Thank you, Cancer. Leo, 106, 33. Again, I apologize that you can't see the table this week, you guys. I'll work something out. I'll get some way to. It's not like I can get a whole new table in this small apartment though, so I just don't want to keep sitting on the floor. I was thinking, and you guys tell me what you think. If I break these down into like a Saturday and a Sunday reading and do the first 6 signs and the second 6 signs on 2 separate days, and then we don't have like a 2.5 hour reading, because I know there's times I don't want to sit through a 2.5 hour reading, but of course we do timestamps on the channel here. And if you're watching this after the live, you can click on the timestamps that will be posted down in the comments after the video airs and go straight to your sign, your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Excuse me. Sorry. So what do Leos need to know from the healing deck this week? Cycles. Ooh, another 6. So 6 might be a really, sorry you guys. I am sitting on a leather sofa, so if you hear little squeaks, that's not me farting, I promise. It is the leather ottoman that I'm on. 6 cycles. I like this. I feel like, again, like I spoke to, I think it was Gemini about, or was it Cancer? Talk about the cycles overlapping. I don't feel like the cycles are overlapping for you so much as you've gone through quite a few cycles. Quite a few cycles. I almost feel like this is a period of maybe rest. Like you've gone through a cycle, you've conquered it, you've come out stronger and wiser, and it's more of a period of rest for you, more of a golden period for you. Like, I don't want to say your golden years because I don't believe that I want to put an age on this, but I like that you got cycles here, Leo. And actually, doesn't she look like the woman in the traditional tarot, Golden Art Nouveau or something like that? The woman with the lion in the strength card. She really does. But anyways, that is what you need to heal from, or maybe no. I'm not going to say what you need to heal from. I feel like you've healed. Like you're healing, and it's time to just allow yourself to surrender to the healing. That I feel like the most painful part of what you're healing from can possibly be in the past already, and that it's just time to allow yourself just a little more time. Because sometimes we want to rush our healing, right? We just want it over with because we're done, and we think, this is what healing feels like. No, healing is nasty. It's bad. There's all kinds of ups and downs, and it's not until after we are coming out of the healing that we're like, I feel better, It's not necessary, because the healing process is painful. From the time, say it's a cut on your finger. From the time you cut your finger, every time you get soap on it in the shower, it's painful, right? So whatever you're healing from, every time salt is rubbed in the wound, it's painful. But once that wound starts to heal, and you start to come out the other side, it's like climbing a mountain, right? And once you reach the top and everything starts to heal from the inside out, and you can start to come down, that's when the emotions go up. The pain goes down and the emotions go back up, right? In a more positive way. So that's what I feel like is happening for you, Leo. That you're coming back out in a more emotional, positive way, whereas the painful things that you're healing from are a little less painful, right? I never want to say that things completely go away, because they don't. And anybody who says that they do is not being honest with themselves or anybody else. There's always going to be a scar. There's always going to be pain, but the pain is different as time goes on. I love this. I absolutely, literally love it for so many reasons. I can't even tell you why. Well, I will tell you why. So first you get cycles. Oops, I dropped it on the ground. You get cycles, and I talked about how you're healing, coming out of, a cycle, and it could be a very long cycle for some, but you're coming out of cycles and you're healing, and you're more in that courageous, that strength card feeling, right? And it's more of a golden time for you. And then with your secret language of light oracle card, you get number 33, also breaking down into another 6. Is it not also a gold card? And it's talking about soul love, loving yourself, knowing that whatever cycle that it is that you're coming out of, knowing that the first love of your life should always be yourself, right? You should love yourself so much that you won't put up with this, or you will set these boundaries, or you will receive this or accept this into your life, right? I love how these two cards literally speak to each other. We have 6 and we have 33 breaking down into a 6. Cycles of soul love, right? How beautiful is that? That is super beautiful. I really like that. Let's see what your tarot says, Leo. Leo, it's all going to be okay. I promise you, it's all going to be okay. Yeah. Leo does not want to talk about it. Well, Leo, the only way to heal from it is to talk about it. You can't keep it all to yourself and expect it to get better. And that's what you have been doing in the past. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a whole lot. Oh, wow. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Pentacles. So we can add that into this reading because I don't usually set the deck down upside down because I purposely don't want to see what's on the bottom of the deck, but I accidentally did. But there's a reason for that, right? So, Leo, you're showing up as the Nine of Swords here in the beginning of the reading. Being in your head too much, things keeping you up at night, things that don't have to keep you up at night. Being afraid to heal sometimes. Sometimes we feel guilty for healing or moving on in a situation. And so we hold on to the pain and the hurt and the uncertainties, right? But that pain and that hurt and that uncertainties has been keeping you up at night, has been keeping you in your head. But you may not consciously understand the fact that I think you've already begun healing from this. You're just so used to holding on to it that you can't let go of it, right? But it's time to let go of it. Those cycles are healing. You're coming into some very golden energy here with both of your oracle cards. Of course, there's gold on swords too, but I feel like you're past it. Like those swords have, I can almost hear them shifting like one by one, like, and one less and one less and one less, until there's less, like no more. From 9, you go down to 8 to 7. I feel like this is going backwards from that whole, like normally we'd hear about the progression of the swords, all the way up to the 10 of Swords where it's the last sword and you can't take any more. I feel like you got to that 9, you held it for so long, it became so familiar, you didn't know how to let it go, and you were so convinced that it was right? But that cycle started coming to an end. You can only reach the pinnacle and stay there for so long before you start coming back down and it's over, right? The cycle has to go in a complete circle to end. No matter how long you get up to the top and you hold on, eventually gravity is going to bring you back down. So is life, so is the universe, so is God source, and whatever it is that you believe in. You are going to come back down and finish your cycle. You're going to come back around. And as you started coming back around, no matter how long you held on, each one of those swords just kind of dissipated and fell away until there was less holding you up in your mind, right? You do have the Queen of Wands here. This can be somebody supporting you, another soul, another person who's come to help you realize that, like it's time to let go. It's time to move on. It doesn't mean that it's a love interest. If this was a love situation that had you feeling like that and not letting go, whatever it is, someone, a feminine energy, and it can be a male, but a feminine energy has come into your life to help you move on and move past that. This can be a therapist. There's no shame in that. Whoever it was, there's some kind of a feminine energy that came in to help remove those 9 swords from your mind, okay? To help you get past feeling burdened, like maybe you felt like it was your fault that whatever it was ended, and that's why you held on for so long, because of the guilt that had you there. But it's time. This Queen of Wands is helping you to put down those 10 wands, the burden that you've been carrying, the guilt, the shame, whatever it is that had you feeling like you needed to hold on, right? And that's usually what it is guilt or shame, that you weren't good enough, or that you were lacking, but that's not true. Just because something doesn't work out, it has nothing to do with you, right? It just means that it wasn't you, it wasn't the right time, and they weren't your person or your situation or your job either. You do have the Four of Pentacles down here. The Four of Pentacles talks about holding on for too long to something that like not feeling like there will be more coming, or that there will be another love or another job. It talks about holding on to something for a little bit too long or too tightly because you didn't see more, but know that the universe is never going to leave you stranded in a place and leave you stagnant, right? There will always be more. Your life doesn't end at 20, 30, 40, you know, like me, 51, going on 52. My life hasn't ended. I've gone through so many cycles. I can't even count them anymore, and I don't want to, because I don't live in my past. I'm not going to revisit it, right? And it's time for you not to revisit it either. It's time to let go and move forward. And I love how gold this card is also. Gold and red, like those cards there. Supporting your reading is beautiful. So this is the Six of Swords, right? And it's talking about moving on to calmer shores, moving on into your future, which will be better than where you've held yourself captive for however long. Each one of you is going to be a different amount of time. This talks about you moving yourself forward. I do still see the Queen of Wands as some feminine energy that helped dislodge you from where you were stuck and get you moving back to complete this cycle that you are completing, and learning to love yourself again, right? Learning to listen to your soul and love yourself again, moving on to calmer shores. The support of this entire reading is moving on to calmer shores, but you being strong enough to do it. And a cause for celebration here with the Three of Cups as your final outcome, right? There's celebration in healing. There's celebration in completing a cycle. There's celebration in moving on. There's celebration when you start to live your life again for you. Okay, Leo, that is what I have for you. Thank you for letting me read for you. And we are moving on to Virgo. Can you all still hear me okay? Virgo, let's go ahead and pull your healing card and see what we have for you, Virgo. That was 122. Sorry. It's so weird for me to be writing my own timestamps that I almost forget to do it. So then I have to repeat, Virgo. So, okay, Virgo, let's see what healing you need to know about this week. Courage at the bottom of the deck. Look at that. Courage. Courage to find your own way. But how cool is this? So your actual healing card is Wild. And she's holding that lantern to light her way, to lead her way, right? To move her where it is that she needs to go. It's almost like that Six of Swords that we talked about, you know, moving on to what? Moving on to your future, illuminating the way. It's a 15, breaking down into a 6. But over here we have half of that battle is courage. Number 30, breaking down into a 3. Again, there's that lantern, right? Like lighting your way. So let's go ahead and see what the secret language of light has to say. What oracle card we can get from that deck. Getting like wild imagining. Maybe you're artistic. Maybe you're a writer or a painter, and there's something about following your passion and your dream, or you're not feeling good enough that, or feeling like you can do that. But let's go ahead and see what we get with the rest of our oracle cards and tarot cards, and see where this reading goes for you. Virgo. Aha! I swear I did not look down when I pulled it, And yet I said maybe there's some writing or painting artist, some kind of something musical. I don't know what it is, but this is talking about soul writing, right? And we already talked earlier in these readings about how we write our soul contract. You know, what lessons do we want when we come down to this, to be born into this lifetime? We write a soul contract, right? And this is talking about soul writing. That doesn't just mean, you know, what other souls are we going to meet when we get here in this lifetime and that are going to help us along our journey or teach us lessons, or that we're going to help get through lessons. You know, like maybe we're here to help them through a lesson and they're not here to help us. But this is talking about soul writing. And it's a really beautiful card. It's called, you know, see that building upon building upon building upon building. So you live multiple lifetimes, right? And each lifetime you grow and you create new lessons for your new life that you plan to live on Earth or in this life, right? Hi, Rebecca. We are currently on Virgo, Rebecca. So this soul writing is talking about that, you know, building upon each lifetime that you have, taking, and you know, the unfortunate part, or fortunate, I'm not sure, but I feel it's unfortunate, as we don't get to remember the lessons we lived in our previous lives unless we undergo, like, there is quantum healing therapy, like that you can go under. I've done it. Past life, past life, is it past life transgressions, Rebecca? What is it called? That the quantum healing that Jigo Van does on Channel for Grace, but she does do that. I have undergone that. I think Valerie, you have as well. But there is ways that you can look back on your past and start to unlock some of that and the soul transgressions that you, or progressions that you've had over the different lifetimes. And in that, start to understand some of the lessons that you probably lived and conquered, or not conquered and have to. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yes, Rebecca, thank you. That's what it's called, QHHT. Anyway, so I feel like this is talking about that for you, Virgo. This is talking about maybe discovering or reaching out to somebody. I'm not qualified as a reader or certified in that, but if you do want somebody who's amazing at it, Jigo Band at Channel for Grace, definitely. I did do that with her. It was very revealing, and you know, you get a live recording of what, you know, like everything that you said while you were under hypnosis. It's very cool. It's not scary at all, but it's super cool. And I think this is just talking for you, Virgo, about discovering that, you know, discovering what is your purpose, not only in this life, but what were some of the past lives that you had. Why did you write your lessons, or you know, what it is that you wanted for this life? What is it that you may have overcome or needed to retake, so to speak? You know, like you I'm not going to say it so much as you flunked a test, but sometimes we exit out of something that was supposed to be a complete lesson for us before the lesson is finished, right? So we didn't learn that lesson in a past life, so we have to add that into our next life. It's kind of like, okay, let's take it to high school. So say you flunked 10th grade English and you're moving on to 11th grade, but you're going to have to do your 11th grade classes, but now you also have to add on that 10th grade English class that you have to make up and pass in order to continue on, right? So that's the same thing with souls. You write these lessons for these lives that you live. You pass most of them, but maybe there's one little thing that you didn't quite do, that you were so adamant when you wrote your soul plan to pass that you didn't pass. So now you add that on to your next lifetime as another lesson. And so sometimes we get to these points in our soul's journey through different lifetimes, and we're like, why did I put so many things on myself? It's because you haven't finished. You have to finish it so you can close it out and move forward. I love the building blocks on this for you in your soul writing. because that is exactly what you do. As this angel is ascending up to the top, she's going through the different life or soul journeys, lifetimes, to get to where that final 10th life is and conquer it, come out, you know, the victor in that. So I hope I didn't lose you in all that. My mind does tend to go into that like pretty deeply. It's something I completely believe in 100%. But I hope I didn't lose you and that you still got something out of that. So let's go ahead and go into your tarot cards and see why there's something that's calling you with the wild card and the soul writing, right? Wow, how does this go with Virgo's Oracle card? Oh my gosh, yes. I love it, Virgo. I really love this. Can somebody please block? Moderator, please block. Kimmy, can you please? Rebecca, one of you, please block. I worship whoever that is. All right, Virgo. So you show up as the high priestess. What this is just saying is through those soul journeys, it's kind of like the high priestess. The longer she lives, the more she goes through this, the more knowledge she takes into her next life, right? Like I said, we don't get to just wake up or reborn into this life knowing what it is that, you know, happened in the last life and how to move into, you know, move on in this life, bringing all those lessons with us, right? I do believe that in each life we have little refreshers for what we did learn in our previous life. It's not necessarily a lesson, it's just more of a little refreshers. We just get reminders, you know, that remind us, oh wait, hold on, we're veering off the path, we want to go back over here. This high priestess is talking about, she's kind of the 10 in the journey, right? She's kind of the moving into like the final stages. Like you've gone through many soul writing contracts. You're ascending into that high priestess mode where the knowledge is all yours, right? All the knowledge that you are taking with you through the different lifetimes, through the different soul paths, through the different progressions, right? He's wanting to say transgressions. Why is that word coming out? So you have the Five of Cups. I feel like this Five of Cups is more of just a reminder, you know, like this is in your past and you're not living in your past. You've crossed the river. You've decided that these 5 cups over here aren't what I want. What I've been dreaming of, what I see in my future is across the river, and I feel like you've crossed that river, right? I feel like this is just a reminder of where you've been and where not to go back, right? We don't live in our past, we live in our present. And I feel like this is just a reminder, and it may be something about dreams that you're having that keep reminding you of a past. You just need to tell it, I don't live there. I don't live there, right? I live for the future. Because here you also have the Nine of Pentacles, and that's your successful bachelorette. It doesn't have to be materialistic. It can be. If it had been Nine of Cups, I would have gone straight towards the wish fulfillment instead of the emotional fulfillment. But I feel like this is just somebody who's secure in their knowing, you know, like that's that high priestess again, but, you know, like successful, got everything that you want, everything that you need. And so one of the things I've started telling myself, and this is just for me, and it may help you and it may resonate in some way, that I don't want anything that I don't need. I don't want anything that I don't need. I've stopped. I haven't been watching TV, and I haven't been watching, I stay off of social media anymore. So I'm not seeing all these ads for things that I want, things that I don't need, but things that I want because it looks cool or it's neat or it looks like it's better than it is. I've started telling myself that I don't want anything that I don't need. And if I don't need it in my life, there's no need for it. It's a waste, right? So I feel like that's what this card is coming out for you to say. If you don't need it, or just because you want it doesn't mean you need it. You should only want what it is that you need, right? Ship's coming in with that 3 of Wands. Something is coming in for you because you have gained that knowledge. You have climbed that mountain. You have crossed that river and come into your own here with the 9 of Pentacles. Now, karma, universe is going to start bringing everything back to you or to you that you have been wishing for, that you have been manifesting, that you have been working towards, that you have been writing into your soul plan, right? The lessons have been learned. You got the wild card, but I still feel like this is more about following your inner light, following your guidance, following your life's purpose, and you're being on that journey to get to where you need to be, where it is that you wrote this. You wrote this, and it's time to start celebrating that you've pretty much conquered it. You're like kind of on that. It's time to take a deep breath and just breathe from here on out, right? Supporting your reading, you have the Page of Wands. That message of something peaceful but fiery, something that's deep down in your soul, something that's going to bring you that peace. And I feel like that was it. Like it was time somewhere in this cycle or this journey for you to find the thing, acknowledge it. Not just find it, but acknowledge it and accept it. Even though maybe in this lifetime you're like, say it was a relationship and he's like 20 years younger than you, and you're like, I can't date somebody 20 years younger than me. And you fought it for a while. Well, maybe the lesson was that you can date because age is just a number. And you were just like, well, gosh, I just wasted 5 years, denying this person and this love and this relationship. But you know what? It's perfect for me. So maybe that was a lesson for you. That was just an example, you guys. So take that. I mean, I don't know where it came from, but yeah, maybe it was just an example. I feel like there's something that you thought was too good to be true or you didn't believe in. And when you stopped fighting it and accepted it, then it was like, oh, I asked for this, I put this in my life plan or whatever it is, because your final outcome here is the Queen of Pentacles, and there she is looking all smug and satisfied and nurturing and happy and complete. I love that. I don't know why the sun is shining so brightly in this card right now, but it's kind of like, again, with that wild card, the very first oracle card that we pulled, it's that following the light. Don't listen to the crowd around you and what they tell you is acceptable or what is normal, because there is no normal. And if there was, it'd probably be really boring. For everybody, normal is different. For everybody, our life purpose is different, and our plan and our life lessons, yes, life lessons are different. So no, that is what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that helped in some way, or that you find that it resonated. Please leave a comment if it did in the comments below. We are going to move on to Libra here in a second. Okay, Libra, we are going to mark you at 139.10. I hope that I'm doing these timestamps right. I'm pretty sure. If I get them right, Barb will probably give me a gold star. That'd be kind of cool. You guys, I was watching one of my videos back, I think it was this week, and I was like, I started noticing that when I'm shuffling the cards, I do with my face. Yeah. So I'm sorry. I only just realized that, like watching one of the videos back this last week, and I was like, what am I doing with my face? Ooh, what are you manifesting, Libras? This is kind of cool. So you have the card 25. Challenges, but I feel like this is more of talking about healing, coming out of challenges, right? Like healing yourself from the challenges that have happened, you know, like are more recently happened, or for some of you it can be in the far past, but they've been that baggage that you're carrying from one relationship into the next, right? So 25 is talking about alchemy, and we know that, you know, that's more of a magician kind of thing, which I relate to the magician card. And it's talking about manifesting that healing that you so deserve, right? That everybody so deserves. Nobody should be stuck in a painful, unhealthy, hurt place where we can't heal ourselves. But this is talking about healing yourself, right? Having the power, like our minds are so freaking powerful. I just wish I could, you know, like tell people how powerful our minds are. You can heal from anything. It's not going to happen overnight. Like I would never be the first one to say that it's going to happen overnight, because it's not going to. But I will tell you that healing does come in the morning. Not tomorrow morning maybe, but in the morning. You will wake up and feel a shift. And I remember, here's something. I remember my mom telling me that babies grow at night, and that when the body needs healing, it heals during rest at night when you're sleeping. So know this is also like kind of what I'm saying. Like when I say healing will come in the morning, it will kind of come in the morning, because you're going to heal overnight. You're going to heal when you rest. You're going to heal when you sleep. But even just resting and, you know, meditating and praying and coming into a calmer state of mind helps your body to be in a place of healing, because that's where it expends its energy the most, right? Is towards the healing. And that's also why when we're healing, we're tired, right? When we're overcoming sickness, when our body's fighting off an illness, we're tired because our body is expending energy over here. Well, that's kind of what this whole alchemy card is talking about, right? Coming into your power, overcoming challenges through mind over matter. Like I honestly believe that a lot of my own personal healing has just been like gaining control of my mind. And once you get there, you can pretty much make anything happen. But this is also the manifestation card. If there's something you're trying to manifest in your life, this is geared towards healing. But if there's something else, and I'm hearing there's something else that you're trying to manifest in your life here, Libra, whatever it is, know that the alchemy card is here to support you in that. And there may not be necessarily anything that you need healing from, but just that bolster of courage to help you along, to remind you that, you know, your mind is stronger than your doubts. I'm sorry, that didn't come out right. Your mind, you can overcome your doubts because you can tell your mind that doesn't matter, right? I don't know if that's making sense to any of you. It makes sense in my mind. Anyway, so sorry if that didn't make sense, but let's go ahead and pull your secret language of light oracle card and see if I can help explain it a little bit better this time. You're almost at 2 hours, you guys. These are taking a lot longer with that second oracle card. I apologize, which is probably why I want to break them down. If I want to add other oracle cards in and things to the readings, I probably should break these down into 2 different nights, like 6 on one night and 6 on the other. But again, I'm still waiting for you guys to say yes or no. Yes, your mind is stronger than your doubts, but it's your mind that doubts, though. So that's why I was like, does it make sense? But, you know, it does. To me, it does, because I know that I am strong. My mind is stronger than my doubts. You're right, Chris. That's so perfect for what I just talked about. So where I was talking about healing and, you know, knowing when your body is in its top performance for healing, right? Bringing you back into that wellness is pretty much what your next oracle card says. So you're getting the wellness card. From the secret language of light, you're getting the wellness card. And I just spent all that time with the alchemy card talking about healing for you, Libra. So this could be, and I try to steer myself away from any kind of health issues, but if there is something in that resonates, know that you're coming into a balanced place of healing and wellness, right? But it could also just be that self-doubt. Knowing and listening to the fact that your mind is stronger than your doubts, like Chris and I have just been saying, will bring you into a more balanced, well place of being, right? And I love, look up top, look at that sword. So if this is in your mind, doubts about yourself or a situation, it's time to take control and alchemize or manifest the outcome that you want, right? Look how confident she looks. Like she finally just said, you know what? Life's too short for me to doubt myself. It's time to come into a place of wellness. Number 24, another 6. We've had so many 6s tonight. But I really like this for you, Libra. I really, really like this for you. I'm a Libra moon, but you're a Libra rising, I'm a Libra moon. We are the yin and the yang, Valerie. It's funny, when I'm reading, when I read for myself, I read for myself, literally. But when I read for others, I've never seen myself in the cards. I mean, I don't think of it. I don't even think of it. I don't know why. Libra, there's something you're trying to hide. The cards don't want to shuffle. There's something or trying to be hidden from you. Or maybe something has been hidden from you. Let's see if we can figure out what the cards have to say. Yeah, they do not want to connect. There's a disconnect somewhere. So crazy. You wouldn't have to force them to do that. Ah, yes. Okay. I love that your outcome card came out really great. But there's a lot going on here. So let's go ahead and jump into this, Libra. So we talked about the alchemy and the wellness over here, right? And how I just described it or explained it. Let's go ahead and talk about your first 2 cards out. This is cute. I gotta get both of them up here. So you got 2 knights. Okay, so you're the first one in a long time that's gotten 2 cards out representing yourself here in the beginning. So they're both facing the same direction. So this could be 2 situations that you've had to bring into some kind of agreement or into a place of moving in the same direction so that it serves you better. Maybe it was two situations that had you pulled in two different directions. Well, now the two knights, you know, there's the clarity, there's the emotions, yes, but they've come into balance, right? So bringing your head and your heart together and moving these two situations into a single situation, bringing you in the same direction. I love, because the knights, they two of them go one way and two go the other, but you got the two knights, your head and your heart, bringing you in the same direction, coming into balance together, right? But it's been kind of a journey for you. You've had to be patient. And I love how this card even reminds me of balance, but it also reminds me of the puppeteer, right? The puppet from the puppeteer, where, you know, somebody else was pulling the strings for so long, you didn't know how to handle a situation on your own because somebody else was always in control of the strings or of your moves, you know, in a situation where it's like, but you were patient, right? And you accepted it and you were okay with it. It wasn't something that rubbed you the wrong way or that you were resentful for. I don't feel like it was something you were resentful for. I feel like you just had to move into a place where, you know, you put yourself in a place in the hanged man mode where you had to see things from a different perspective, right? Or maybe you just saw things from a different perspective because it was going with the grain instead of against the grain, if that makes any sense. So I feel like the patience and the temperance that you put into bringing this together so that it could move all in the same direction, hand in hand, or in a harmonious way, all paid off for you, is paying off for you, is going to pay off for you if it hasn't already started paying off for you. You have the Hierophant here who's saying, walk the walk, you know, you put in the work. It's time to, you know, declare and talk the talk. You know, it's time to go ahead and say, yeah, okay, I'm ready. I've done it. I'm ready to move on. I put in my time. I've alchemized this. You know, I'm coming from a much more balanced, well-being place of, you know, state of mind. It's something that you're literally either already celebrating, because supporting the reading you have the Three of Cups. You're either celebrating it and you have some really close friends who are bringing you through this or have been bringing you through this, and I'm hearing daughters too, something about daughters. So something or someone, or just maybe childhood friends that you may have reconnected with or stayed in contact with, who are supporting you through whatever this was, like this thing that had you going in different directions, bringing it all into the same direction, bringing yourself into a healthier state of being, state of mind. The Wheel of Fortune is your final outcome card. And we know that this, obviously, with this reading, you wouldn't even have to be a tarot card reader to know that this Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. There is no stuck Wheel of Fortune in this reading. This is a Wheel of Fortune talking about bringing you into alchemizing a better state of mind and being for you. So kudos to you, Libra. Whatever it is that you have been going through, know that that is pretty much a thing of the past. And so I don't know what cycle you're on, but, you know, get ready for that Fool card to pop up next week because it looks like you're on that wheel and you're headed for a new journey. A new journey, let's say that, okay? So Libra, that is what I have for you. Thank you for letting me read for you. Scorpio, you're going to be up next. That was a really cute reading. I liked it. I always say cute. It was a good reading, Libra. All right, Scorpio. Sorry, wrong card. Scorpio, we are going to start you at 154.09. What time is it? 7:17? Okay. 7:17 on the East Coast. 7:18 now. Yeah. Oh, Valerie, you know what? You should contact me on Messenger, and I will do a birthday reading for you if you want. I'll do you a free birthday reading. Oh. Aw. Having faith. So, Scorpio, you're getting, I think that what I'm getting is I'm getting a couple things with the card. So I'm getting a couple messages. It is a 22. I love me some double numbers. You know me. Definitely. Yes, Valerie, I promise you, I will give you a free birthday reading. Get a hold of me on Messenger, and that will be my birthday gift to you. Happy birthday, Valerie. So 22, have faith. Okay. I feel like this is asking you to bring yourself back into that place where, like, you're not thinking that you can get through life on your own, right? We know when we do that, we become selfish and we block out all the miracles that the universe, God, source has for us, right? Know that you don't live this life alone. No matter if you literally are single your entire life and never leave your house, you do not live through this life alone. You live through this life by the grace of God or the universe, right? You are never alone. So this is asking you to call upon that faith and know, too, that there is always someone, something else supporting your universe, supporting your world, your life, your mission, your journey. You are never alone. So in this, I love how she looks so sad. If you can see her eyes, she looks so sad, but she's so beautiful in her sad misery, right? And the 22 number 4, both are really great numbers. If you, and I always talk about angel numbers, and I always give you an assignment. I would love for you to Google the 22 as an angel number and see what message that has for you. But here, today, tonight, with this oracle card, this is asking you to have faith that you are not alone, that you are supported in this life journey. No matter how much you alienate yourself, you are not alone. You are never alone, no matter who you are. If you are living this life right now, where I am living this life, you are never alone. Something, someone is always supporting you. Okay? No matter how much you try to alienate yourself, God or source, angels, they're always supporting you and always there with you. So I know sometimes life can get really lonely, but you are never truly alone. Sometimes we can feel like all of our days are so cloudy and the clouds will never disappear and the sun will never shine, but know that those clouds will roll out. You know, the clouds don't stay forever. The clouds will never stay forever. You will see the sun again, whoever you are, whatever it is that you're asking about right now. A lot of this has to do with soul love, learning to love yourself, accept yourself. Because if you don't love and accept yourself, others will never truly. And it doesn't mean that they won't love you, because they will. You know, like the right person will love you, but they won't love you or be able to love every piece or fiber or crack, you know, in your existence and feel all of that until you love yourself, right? The journey to love with another begins with loving yourself. You have got to love and accept yourself where you are right here, right now, and in all your whatever, you know, be humble with yourself. Forgive yourself whatever's happened in the past and learn to love yourself, because your secret language from light card speaks to this so strongly. Not only did the have faith, speak to letting you know that you are loved by God, source, universe, angels, and supported by them, but this is talking about soul love. It's coming to love yourself. Number 33, again, we have a 6. So this is telling me that you are waking up to this. You're waking up to this notion or this idea that in order to have love in your life, you need to be love, right? You need to love yourself and be love to bring love, right? So that is what I have for your oracle cards. And let's go ahead and pull your tarot, Scorpio, and see what else we have for you. I love those two. 22 and 33. Come on. You got 2 double number oracle cards. 22 and 33. That's kind of cool. I would definitely do your homework and Google both of those angel numbers, because those are both really good angel numbers. I believe that 3 talks about soul healing. I think that's work. I'm not answering for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more signs. So they gotta wait. Yes. I feel like you are coming out of this, but to continue to have faith, okay? Have that faith to continue on. Oh my gosh, I told you it was about love. I told you. Yeah. I don't know why. Not every Scorpio is going to be coming into a situation where they're falling in love or have, it could just be where you have decided that it's okay to let somebody in to love you. And maybe it's because you finally realize that you are lovable. You can have love in your life, right? So you show up here starting out the reading with the 3 of Cups, a cause for celebration, right? And to me, that's like, I'm feeling like it's more of a, like I said, have faith. It's more of a continue to have faith, because I feel like you've overcome, and it may be just a small hurdle, but it's a small hurdle nonetheless. A journey doesn't happen with only one step. A journey is multiple steps, progressively happening one after the other. So I feel like this cause for a celebration is something that you have learned about yourself or how to do with yourself. And you have another 3. Well, you have 33, but you have another 3. You have something that you're coming into a celebration or an understanding that's making you feel good, making you feel positive and in a good state of mind, right? You have the Page of Wands, and that's why, or that's where that whole message is coming from, where you probably started realizing that your mind is stronger, right? That your mind is your strongest being. And once you conquer your mind and all the doubts in your mind, that you can bring about that message that, life is worth living. Life is worth living with another person or sharing with another person or people. Whatever it is, there is a message for you. And maybe it's in that 22 and in that 33, repeating numbers for you. There is a message of hope for you. There is a message that is going to light a fire to continue you on this journey into, I like this a lot, the 6 of Cups. So the 6 of Cups can be talking about somebody from your past coming back, right? It doesn't have to be. It can be somebody who reminds you of somebody from your past that you felt a lot of guilt or remorse over losing, but something is coming back for you with that Page of Wands. Definitely look at the angel number 22 and 33, and not just that, but you have a 6 and a 6 going on right here. So you have the 6 of Cups, can be talking about somebody from your past, or just somebody who reminds you of something from your past, or a situation that reminds you of something from your past. Your next card is the 6 of Pentacles, bringing that balance into whatever your emotional state is, bringing yourself into a more balanced emotional state. Normally, I talk about this as, being in that state of that place in your life where you can lend and not borrow. I feel like this is more an emotional affirmation or reinforcement for you, with the second six following the first six. So you got the Six of Cups into the Six of Pentacles, but the Six of Pentacles talks about balance. Sixes are all balance cards anyways, bringing you into a more balance, either bringing you from something into something else, but this is just talking about you are definitely on the right track. You are definitely, and I just love this, repeating numbers, then we have six, and then we have six, and anyway, so that's kind of where it stops, but it all together reads so really well, or very well. Anyway, so supporting the reading, you have the Knight of Coins. Okay, that's that battled for something, you overcame something, you worked for this, you put in, you recognized something that needed to be changed, and you worked for it, and you making it happen. So you do have the Five of Wands here, so that is kind of also cautioning against getting too overly confident. So with the traditional tarot Five of Wands, it talks about maybe a little bit of bickering. So maybe it's just like, I'm getting it more for you as an overconfident, right? An overconfident. So there may be a place where your conscious and your subconscious maybe are the two that are going to battle here, and it's not per se people or in the environment around you. It's going to be your conscious mind is going to want to say, this, and maybe there's some anxiety. That's what it is. It's anxiety. You may have anxiety issues or have dealt with them in the past, and it's one of those things that you're celebrating that you've identified it. You're coming out of that. You're in a better place with it. Continue to recognize when that anxiety or those voices or the signs of, or the feelings of doubt come in, and snap them off and move in the more positive direction and be like, no, that's not where I'm at today. That's where I was yesterday. And what do we say on my channel? We don't live in our past. We don't live in yesterday. We live for today and tomorrow, right? So that is what I have for you. Remember to love yourself, Scorpio. Love yourself first. Love others next, right? And continue to have faith, knowing that this is a really beautiful reading, and there are signs and messages here for you, but you're probably seeing a lot of them also in your daily life, if this reading is any indication. So we are going to move on to Sagittarius here. So Sagittarius, we will mark you at 208.35. All right, Sagittarius. What healing card has a message for you this week? You guys, I'm sorry I told you work was going to keep calling until I get back down there this evening. This is Kimber. The printer paper? Right under my desk. Yeah, right under my desk where the computer is. Oh, look under register 3. I'm in the middle of a YouTube live. I really have to let you go. It's under register 3. I'm sorry, you guys. I can't. I hope she hung up this time. I am so sorry, you guys. Hopefully that's the last time she does that. I told her I'd be back down there by 8:30. I'm sorry. All right, we are on Sagittarius, are we not? Okay, let's read. I'm gonna redo Sagittarius this time to 210. I'm sorry. We're just call that a little blip in the road. What's going on here? It's actually Kim. It's authentic and cool if you ask me. What are you talking about, Jean? What did I do? Oh, you mean taking the phone call? I'm sorry. I did ask them to leave me alone for 2 hours. It is past 2 hours, so she did try. Yeah, I apologize. Oh, wow. Talk about circling around. Sagittarius, what? All right. So Sagittarius, we're circling all the way back around to the earlier part of tonight. Aries, Taurus, and Gemini also got this card. So we're talking about taking off your mask, Sagittarius. I'm going to pull a second oracle card because for each of the signs, it was a little bit different what it spoke to. I just want to make sure that I'm not going to speak to one of the energies for that sign if it's not the right energy for you. I am feeling like it is more of one of those, I think it was Aries I talked about it with, where it's more of putting on that brave face when inside you're crying or screaming or you're not feeling the way that you are portraying yourself to the world, right? So what I want to do before I continue for too much, excuse me, something's painful for you. I'm sorry. Right as I saw the ballet slippers, it's something painful. Something is hurting you. You are in a place of possibly feeling a little bit of pain or discomfort, but you're not speaking up about it. You're hiding it from the world or from a person or maybe a couple people. You're hiding it. You're hiding behind a mask. And this is talking about taking off that mask and being transparent, being vulnerable, because you will continue to be unhappy to an unhealthy state if you don't speak your mind or become vulnerable and transparent in that sense. Okay, does that make sense? Let's go ahead and now pull your Secret Language of Light oracle card, Sagittarius. Wellness. Did these two come out together yet? I think, right, hold on. Wellness came out with self-love, right? Wellness is coming out with taking off your mask. And I did say that when I started to talk to you about taking off your mask, because you can get yourself into, if you pretend for so long that everything is okay or that you're in a good place and you're really not on the inside, you can create health issues for yourself, right? And I feel like that is what this is asking you to not do, to not be in such discomfort for so long and not speak your mind and be transparent about what is really going on with you, that you you will cause some kind of health issues for yourself, right? So whatever it is that this is going to relate to when we pull your tarot cards, you will know what it's speaking to. You watching this, you probably already had something in mind that you were looking to get from this reading. So Sagittarius, let's go ahead and see what your tarot cards have here. Dean, I'm really excited that you stayed for the whole reading. I think this is the first time you've stayed for a whole reading. That's pretty cool. I think Chris is still here. Ray's probably out in the desert somewhere. Who knows? Kimmy's here. Kim's doing an amazing job. Thank you, Kim. You guys don't even know. Like, I really have been sitting here for 2 hours and 15 minutes. But I don't want to rush these, so. Sagittarius, are you stuck in a job or a situation that, hi Jean, thank you for showing up. Are you stuck in a situation that you are unhappy with, like whether it be a relationship or a job? Are you stuck in a situation, or maybe it's longing for a situation and you're unhappy, but you're pretending that you're okay with it the way status quo is? So you are showing up here as the Ace of Coins. Like, you are showing up on a new journey, a new beginning, a new, the reason I say journey, a new path or a new way of living in your life. And I'll get to that when I get to your support card, why I get that is what this is for you. Taking off your mask so that you continue, that you don't put yourself into an unhealthy situation, right, for your health's sake. But you are showing up here as the Ace of Coins. That, you know, what I see when I see this Ace of Coins in this particular deck is that horn of plenty, right? The abundance, the fruitfulness, the, you know, the abundance, the just spilling forth, you know, with abundance, right? In being in that situation, or in pretending that you're in that situation, or that's all that matters to you, is not a healthy place to be. The Wheel of Fortune is here, like on the top. It starts out the reading with you. It is your reason for being or feeling, or you're coming from the Wheel of Fortune, turning you into this Ace of Coins, right? The Ace of Pentacles. So the Wheel of Fortune is here. I'm seeing the snakes on the Wheel of Fortune. So I want to caution you against anything that is unhealthy for you, or that will cause your health to fail, or that can, I don't know why my voice just got really shaky with that. There is something about cautioning against something to do with your health. Okay. So, again, you know, we think of the snakes on the medical, you know, thing where they interweave of, you know, with each other, and that's the symbol for medical. And I'm just being drawn to that. Again, you have the wellness card. You have to take off your mask. Don't hide behind something, putting yourself into an unhealthy situation. Be vulnerable. Be transparent. You have the Page of Coins. You could already be getting the messages. Maybe you're already feeling it. Maybe you're feeling a little under the weather, or you're sleeping a little more than usual. You're tired all the time. I don't know why I'm losing my voice with this. Maybe there's something to do with your voice or your throat. Whatever it is, there's something that's cautioning you against being unhealthy in this situation, right? Or putting yourself into a position where you become unhealthy. You don't just have the Page of Coins, you have the Page of Cups. This is something that is near and dear to your heart. This is something that means a lot to you, that is speaking to you but I still feel like you're keeping it deep down inside, like you're keeping it to yourself. But look how blue this card is. It's time to use that communication chakra, and it's time to know that that communication is the foundation of everything successful, right? Nothing can be successful without some kind of communication, whether it be manifestation, whether it be talking, whether it be clearing the air or whatever it is. Every single foundation starts with some kind of communication. Okay? So I want you to remember that. Going forward, whatever it is, you need to start communicating, right? You are coming from a place of the heart. Like, definitely you're coming from a place of the heart. Even though we're seeing pentacles, there's a lot of green going into that blue card. Supporting the reading, and this is why I say I feel like it's some kind of a new journey. It could be a breakup and it's a new journey of you being on your own, or maybe that's more what I'm feeling. But it could also be a journey where you come back together in a situation, right? Or you come into a new job, or I'm not going to say new relationship. I don't feel like it's a relationship with these cards, but there is some kind of a new journey. The Fool card is supporting this reading. So again, know that you are supported. You're never alone. You are traveling through this life on the right path, but it's time to possibly take a leap of faith. Okay, and I think it was you last week that I talked about communication with also. That communication was key last week. I don't know why, I just remembered that when I said communication is the foundation of everything. Your final outcome card is the Chariot. So it's talking about just making the move, right? We know, like, so to make the Chariot move, similar to making the Wheel of Fortune or getting the Wheel of Fortune to move, is removing all the obstacles in the way, right? With the Chariot, it's like identifying what it is that's holding you back, what's not good for you or serving your higher purpose. Once you do that, that's like solving the riddles of the Sphinxes so that you can make your Chariot move forward, right? So that they will draw your Chariot forward for you. In this particular deck, it's horses, but the story is of the Sphinxes, right? Solving the riddle of the Sphinxes so that you can get the Chariot to move. It's identifying what it is that's holding you back and possibly could in the long term be unhealthy for you, and course correcting that at this time. So that is what I have for you, Sagittarius, and we will be moving on to Capricorn. Thank you, Sagittarius. Thank you. Capricorn, you're up. Capricorn, 22307. Capricorn. That's a sassy shuffle. All right, Capricorn, let's see what healing card has advice for you. Ooh. Ouch. Healing. Remember we talked about this earlier. I think it was with the first time the wellness card came out. We talked about how healing can be painful, or most people, when they say, oh yes, oh my gosh, I'm finally healing, it's more of a euphoric feeling and they're happy that they're healing. No. Healing starts with something very, very painful, and there can be something very painful that Capricorns may possibly be I'm going to put this two ways. There are some Capricorns, depending on where you are in your chart. Again, we talked about the 3 different deacons. Again, that can also change how this rolls out for you, Capricorns. But there, you got the healing card, but you didn't just get the healing card. This is like the 3 of Swords healing card. This is, you are in the pain. You're in the, this is something painful for you, Capricorns. Some of you are further along in the healing journey. And this is just a reminder of how painful that was and why you no longer want to be on that path, right? For some of you, you are in this painful, and it's just validating that you are okay, right? Do you see just the mascara running down? She's in pain. And this is why this reminds me of that 3 of Swords pain. This is that heartbreak. This is something painful, but it doesn't have to be a heartbreak per se, like from a relationship. Like losing your job can break your heart, moving from your childhood home or the place where you raised your children, having to move and downsize, like the children no longer live with you. And that can be heartbreaking. Also, the things that can break our heart, losing a pet, one of our furry friends. There are so many things that we have to, our hearts break from, and we have to heal from, that can put us into this very 3 of Swords situation, feeling that we need to heal, right? I want you to know that healing is a part of life. Healing happens more than one time in any situation. Like we can feel like we're healing from something, and the next thing you know, we're back in the grieving situation, right? So healing, something painful for you, Capricorns. And so let's go ahead and see what the secret language of light has for you. If there's something that we can help discern what this is talking about. Again, for every person, it's always going to be different. It could be something, I'm hearing that you thought maybe that you had healed from, and something else has reopened that feeling of the wound being reopened. So it could just be that. Interesting being. I'm gonna have to look that up, Dean. I'll have to look that up. All right, Capricorn. Okay. So in healing, know that, and like I said, like, like nurturing yourself, allowing yourself time to heal, getting out in nature, all those things that help you to nurture yourself, to heal yourself, to look out for yourself, right? To put yourself on that healing journey. Whatever it is, for me, it's my meditation music. I've got that on 24/7. It just makes my my attitude, my life, my life better. But you are getting from the secret language of light, you're getting grounding. So this is talking about the tree of life, right? Healing is a part of life. We have ups and downs, we have joy, and we have sorrow, right? We have life. This is the tree of life. It's the number 6 again. We have gotten so many 6s tonight. It's not even funny, you guys. But I love how this is that light shining down from the star to the earth, bringing it healing energy, or earth feeding from the star, that, drawing down that healing energy. I just love that through the tree of life, right? Getting out, grounding, meditation, this is all key. For some people, it's taking that long bath, it may be that for you. Whatever it is, do the thing that speaks to you brings you grounding and helps you to move on in that healing journey, releasing old hurts, old, healing old wounds, whatever it is that's going to bring that peace of mind to you, okay? So Capricorn, let's go ahead and pull your tarot cards. Capricorn, there's a lot to say, but you cannot have that many cards. It was like 8. Let's see, Capricorn. Let's see if we can do better. Okay. So some of you have just been focusing on healing yourself. And this is really good. Like, I know I keep talking about Lionsgate Portal, but this Lionsgate Portal was very intense, right? And so I know for me anyways, and then others that I talked to, other readers even, there was gnarly energy all around it, before and after and during. And so it brought about a lot of intense, like, fast forward emotions and energy through a lot of people. So I feel like this is more of a confirmation of you going through some of this gnarly energy and healing from it. It's kind of giving you like a street map or a road map, saying that, yes, continue to do what you've been doing. What you've been doing is working for you in your healing journey. For some of you, like I said, there are some of you who are still going through it or going, just beginning some of it, and maybe it didn't quite click during the Lionsgate Portal or the energy before and after. It could be for some of you that you are just now starting to feel that painful side. But for those who have done the work, who know what that pain feels like, this is just a confirmation more along the lines of, you're doing the right thing. Continue to do what you are doing. What you're doing is working, okay, for you. You start out the reading here as the Page of Cups. So this is a message of love, like self-love, love to yourself, love of others, treating others the way that you want to be treated, right? That's kind of that golden rule. I'm seeing that, feeling that with you, that you're in that state of mind, or you have come to a place where you're not just saying it, but you're actually acting upon it, right? You also have the Page of Coins. So you're getting a lot of brand new messengers. So you're probably getting a lot of messages. So you get the Page of Cups, you get the Page of Coins. So you're in this brand new phase, right? You're at the beginning, you're getting the messages, receive the messages. Like, these messages are probably showing up for you when you look at the clock, when you look at, like I said, I think I said this in last week's or angel readings, something about receipts. I just keep getting receipts for some reason, like there's numbers on receipts, whether it's a time or how much you paid for it, whatever it is, there's numbers somewhere on paper that keep speaking to you, right? It's not like a digital clock or whatever. Sorry, you guys, I have to go to the restroom, so I'm probably moving a lot right now. Have been sitting here for almost 2.5 hours now. So you move on into that, and I think you had Empress energy in the exact same position last week. So you're still in that Empress energy, right? You're still in that elevated energy, which is why I feel for most of you that healing is in the, you know, like something that you're coming out of. You're still in the Empress energy. This could also be others seeing you as an Empress. People coming to you for sound advice, like, hey, I know that you've been through a lot, and, you know, how did you get through this? Like looking up to you and asking you for advice. That could be also that energy, and why that energy is sticking around so long, because when people focus on you for a certain thing, that energy tends to surround you and continue to surround you, as long as that focus is, you know, like lasered onto you. So you are still in the Empress energy, going into this week as well, Capricorn. There is something about the Devil here. This could just be you showing up in your own reading. But no, not to tie yourself to your past, right? Don't anchor yourself in the future. Don't anchor yourself anywhere. Get grounded, but don't anchor yourself in anywhere. Don't, what do I want to say? Like, my favorite years were in my 20s, my 23 to 26, 7, 8, whatever it was. Those were, I don't live in those years. I visit them every once in a while. I think about them, but don't anchor or bond yourself to something. Don't get so caught up in one way, things being one way, that you know, like forget to live in the future or for the present, right? Or live in the present for the future. Supporting the reading, and I love this card for you, Capricorn. You have the Justice card. This could be having Libra in your chart, right? But supporting this is something that, so Capricorns are so grounded, and I don't say this that often because I don't think of Capricorns as stubborn for the most part, but that's me looking at them in the three different decans, right? I feel like this is more bringing a more lighthearted, airy, happy feeling to you, where you may have been in this painful experience. I feel like you are in that aha, this is what healing feels like moment, but no, that's what it feels like coming out of healing, okay? I feel like that this Justice is bringing back that balance for you. You know, like the scales are no longer tipped into that painful, like, this is, you know, awful feeling, but you're more in a more balanced state of mind, feeling. And I think that whatever it is that you have been doing, what you have personally found that brings you that grounding, that healing, that peace, you know, into your life, whatever you're doing, confirmation, you have the final outcome as the Nine of Cups here, and that is total wish fulfillment. That is having made whatever it is your dreams come true in this cycle of your life, right? So total wish fulfillment as your final outcome card, Capricorn. Painful, was it? Yes. Do you deserve the Nine of Cups? Absolutely. And you've worked very hard for it. Continue to stay in that Empress mode. If there is, and I'm hearing this, if there is somebody who is coming to you for advice, try to be there for them, okay? Try to be there for them. But remember to have boundaries. And if somebody is constantly coming to you upset, mad, negative, you don't have to answer the phone. You don't have to answer the phone, okay? Make sure that you are in a good place. Make sure that you're in a good place, that it's not going to pull you back into a negative mindset and into a bad place, okay? Because we all have to fight our own battles. We can't continue to ask other people to fight our battles for us. We can ask them to support us, but not fight our battles for us, okay? And we don't want to be dragging anybody down into a negative place either, okay? So those are the messages I have for you, Capricorn, and we are going to move on to Aquarius. Thank you, Capricorn. You're welcome so much, Dean. Oh, for crying out loud. I swear. I could shuffle it again. Aquarius. There could be somebody. This could be, some of this could have to do, I'm not going to say a cusper in this situation. I don't feel like it's that. I feel like there may be a Capricorn and an Aquarius, or somebody, even just somebody who has both in their chart very heavily. But Aquarius, you also get the healing card, number 21. I'm going to, again, like I did with Capricorn, pull the Secret Language of Light Oracle card to make sure that this is either healing in progress or healing that you're coming out of, okay? Or maybe even healing that you just need to start focusing on. So we're going to pull your Secret Language of Light card and see what we get for you. That is funny then, Dean. Like, so you're a Capricorn and your moon is in Aqua. Well, that might be why the healing card came up for both signs. We'll see. Not necessarily true for everyone, but like I said. Transformation. I love this. Okay, so this is talking about healing in the past, right? Or healing, or coming from the healing point, again, like it was for Capricorn as well. Oh my gosh, not even funny. On the bottom of the deck is grounding for Aqua. So it's literally almost the same two Oracle cards for Aquarius as we had for Capricorn. Dean, there's a message in that for you. However, for the rest of the Aquarians, we get number 19, transformation. I love how this is portrayed. So this is like a black, right? So when you think of a chalkboard or outer space, it's black, right? And this is kind of like, boom, in your face. Here's your transformation. Look at all that color. Look at that explosion. Your transformation, a 19, is a breaking down into a 10. A 10 moves on to the Fool card, the beginning of a new journey, a leap of faith, right? So this is so in your face, healing for you, transformation, that you are on the absolute right track, Aquarius. I'm really excited about that for you. Whatever it was, as painful as it was, remember, we do not live in our past. Let it go. Don't let anybody tell you to just get over it, because what we need to remember is we have those experiences for a reason, right? Yes, they strengthen us. Yes, they grow us, but they are also reminders as we progress through life to look back on and go, oh, wait, hold on. No, I'm not going back there. I'm not doing that again. No, nope, that was painful. I'm not a glutton for punishment. I'm not going to go back there. So sometimes lessons are not just for us to get over and finish. They are a reminder for us to look back on and know that we never want to go back there, right? I'm going to tell you, Aquarians, what is up? The things I hear, like things that go through my head, you guys, if you only knew. What the what? Oh my gosh, you guys. So blown away right now. All right. So you started this, I'm not even kidding. There's so many similar cards or nuances about this reading to the Capricorn one. And so, yes, for those of you who do have the Capricorn Aquarius together in your chart, if it is a Capricorn with the Aquarius, like Dean said he was, or, you know, vice versa, or even maybe a cusper. I don't feel like this message is so much for cuspers, but it can be if that resonates for you. But you are showing up here starting out the reading as that Six of Wands. And we know I love my Six of Wands. Again, another 6 card. Like I said, we've got a lot of 6s coming out tonight. Definitely a number in the energy for us. There's definitely a message there. 808, nice. Anyway, so you have that. You're having that celebration, that victory lap, that parade. You know, like, okay, so that's where you're at. You're coming from a celebratory place at this time, right, Aquarius? That transformation, that transformation out of the healing that you're coming from. So, you know, the healing happened. It was painful, yes. Transformation, the growth, right? Your soul journey out of that. The celebration, the victory lap, the parade that honors you and your achievements, right? That is where you should be feeling, or that is where you are, right? The thing that you have overcome is what you've uncovered, what it was that was hidden. You uncovered the things that were buried, that were, you know, consciously, subconsciously, probably more subconsciously, holding you back, causing you pain over a long period of time, because those tears didn't just happen in a second. Those tears, if you look at the mascara running down her face, she had those tears going on for a little while, right? That mascara is pretty much halfway down her face. So those tears didn't just happen, they happened over time, right? The pain happened over time, but uncovering what it was that was causing you the pain is how you managed to overcome and deal with it and overcome it, right? And then you have the Magician card here, right? That Magician card is early on in your reading, meaning that manifestation, that you choosing to be, you know, that's that as above, so below, right? Coming from a place of saying, just because my mind is there doesn't mean my life has to be there. So what do? I heal my mind, I heal my heart, I heal my past, I forgive myself, I forgive others, so that I can move forward into my future, right? That doesn't mean the same as heaven on earth, right? Heaven on earth can be something different to everybody. What is your heaven on earth? Mine is the beach. Mine is Mexican food, right? That's my heaven on earth. Playing with the animals, my groundhog, you know, things like that. What is your heaven on earth? What is it that helps you feel as above, so below, in my head, so my heart, right? Gain that advantage over your mind to heal your heart, right? Putting the past into the past. This is what blew my mind a little bit, because this is why I definitely feel that Dean might be in the right about the Aquarius and the Capricorn having the both in the chart. You do have the devil in the exact same place as Capricorn had it. Again, that's not being tied to the past, though, in this reading. It's not the same as it was for Capricorn, even though it's in the same place. This is not being tied to the past. Like, literally, I can't express it enough for you, Aquarius. Get out of the past. Stay out of the past. If you've managed to get out of the past, stay out of the past. Don't go back there. We don't live there, right? We say this all the time on my channel. We don't live in the past. So whatever it is that held you back, don't let it ever come back to retie you, rebond you, or hold you back ever again. Know what it feels like with this Magician and the transformation card, right? to manifest yourself out of that situation and that feeling and never ever go back there. Supporting your reading, you have the Nine of Pentacles. That's that successful. I can do this. That's that having everything that you want, moving from there into the royalty cards. But I'm the kind of person, I like to live life simply. I would be happy to get here and know that my life was just happy. I would not, and that's weird for a Capricorn to say, I'm not the kind who wants to continue to keep climbing to the top of mountains, right? I'm at the point in my life where I'm happy to be the Nine of Pentacles. I'm happy to be supported by the Nine of Pentacles. I'm happy, and this is why I say I don't want anything more than what I need, right? And that's kind of being in that place, not wanting anything more than what you need and having all that you need, right? Your final outcome card, there was something you had to walk away from. This is in this reading right here, especially with your final outcome card, this is not something that you're walking towards in your final outcome. With that moon card there, with the healing card and all this transformation and all this manifestation and moving into a different place, there was something you had to, and I think this for Capricorn as well, you had to walk away from something or you had to let something go. Was it painful? Did it make you cry? Yes, it did. But it was necessary for your soul and your life journey. So Aquarius, that is what I have for you. I hope you got something out of that. And wait, I forgot somebody want to write down my timestamp for Aquarius? No, never mind. I'll just rewatch it. I forgot to write it down. So yes, we are on to Pisces. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. If I just did Aquarius, Venus, North Node, other houses. Okay. I know that I'm pretty sure, you guys, I didn't mess up today. That was Aquarius. We are getting ready to go on to Pisces. Pisces, you will be at 252. I'm so sorry. I'm really happy that you all came in. If you haven't yet, please make sure to leave a like or a thumbs up on the like, or however you do that. Please continue to hit the like, subscribe, and share. It looks like we have 4 people in here following us at this time. If you see this in the future after the live airs, please check out the description box below for your link to your sign, your sun, moon, your rising, and your Venus. I have made it so that my live chat will replay after the live airs. So there is that. Okay, last one for the night, Pisces. Let's see. Ooh, ouch. All right. Boy, are we talking about some deep-seated healing here for you, Pisces. Hole in the soul. Number 36 breaking down into a 9. However, nines are an overcoming number, right? They're overcoming. They're a, gosh, it's almost like some people are like, not everybody has to go from a 1 to a 10 to complete a cycle, right? There are some souls that it's kind of like early graduation. You learn your lesson at the 9, you get to skip 10, or maybe it was part, like gray, and you get to jump back to that number 1, that Fool, right? Starting anew. This is talking about holes in that cycle. Maybe at some point you jumped, right? And you missed the healing that needed to happen for you. But let's go ahead and pull This is so weird. It's coming into Halloween that one showed up too. Like Day of the Dead is coming up. So let's go ahead and pull your secret language of light. I don't know why I got a Day of the Dead from that. I guess it kind of is there. Ouch. Inward Revolution! You guys know how much I love this one. And this talks about that cycle. And I just said that with this. It talks about the cycles, right? Inward Revolution is when we keep going through different journeys and completing cycles within this lifetime, right? Or even within all of our lifetimes and all of our, our soul path journeys through different lifetimes. So I talked about that. Like with it being a 9, it felt like it was an incomplete completion. That there in the holes. See that? Hole in the soul. Something that was an incomplete completion. We got the inward revolution. And this is the one where the spirals, where we talk about the revolutions of our life and the cycles that we go through and the lessons that we learn. And each time we come back around and we try to relearn something new, right? I feel like there is a hole in the soul lesson somewhere that got skipped or just got skipped over or iced over, right? So let's go ahead and pull the tarot cards and see where we are for you. Yes. Pisces. Yeah. Inward revolution is another 6, you guys. How many 6s tonight? That's crazy. This makes sense. Wow, you know what? Like, gosh, so much confirmation on that. Like, this was, like I said, like an early graduation from, kind of an early graduation from a grade or a lesson that left a hole in the soul. Like the healing or something didn't happen. It could have been an exit from a past life early that wasn't supposed to happen. But it's brought back this inward revolution, this thing that has you revisiting something. And we talked about that earlier. When you don't complete something on a soul's journey, you carry that into your next life soul journey, right? So I feel like that's something that is about to happen for you, Pisces. Not all Pisces. This could be something else, and we will see what comes out as I read it. I may get more messages. But this is a hole in the soul. This is something that didn't get completed that needs completion now. It's begging to be completed at this time with the inward revolution. It's talking about coming back around, and now is the time to deal with it. Now is the time. You do show up at the beginning of this as the 9 of Swords, but I feel like you know this. You are right now in your head. This is something that you're already focusing on. You're thinking about it. Don't let it keep you up, right? If you're acknowledging it, that's the first step to healing, is acknowledgement, right? You do have the Ace of Swords here that's cutting through the bowl. That's kind of saying, you know what, I've done most of this lesson. I'm not going to skip the whole thing, but I can kind of fast forward through a lot of this to get to where I need to be, to get to that 10, the feeling of completion, right? It's kind of just like letting you know that, and I think it's more of an intuitive thing for you. You kind of already know, like maybe you're very intuitive already. It's something you already know how to deal with on an instinctual basis, right? Your other card up here, your next card is the Queen of Wands. She's the very sexy, fiery, passionate queen, but she's also the one who's like, she don't take no bull, right? She knows what she wants, she knows her worth, and she's going to go for it. And she accepts no substitutes, right? No substitutes. So that's kind of what it is with you. You know what you want, you know where you want to be, you know what you need. No substitutes, right? You know why this didn't work before, whatever put that hole in your soul and brought about this second revolution, third, fourth, fifth, 17th revolution, whatever it is for you. Everybody's going to be different. Don't take no bull. Know what you want. Stand your ground. Stand in your power, right? You have the Hermit here. It's about talking about weighing actions and consequences, right? For what you do and what you do not do. So say you exited your last soul plan early, whether you by your own hand or someone else's, but let's just say that as an example. It's weighing those consequences, right? What did that do for you? You just get to revisit it and bring it into your next life with all your other lessons and add on to your workload for this life. So is it really worth it? No, because even though in the moment it might feel like it, the next time around, you just create more work for yourself, right? And who wants to create more work for themselves, either in this life or any other life? Know that this is not the only one you have to live. You get to live many, many, many and do this all over again next time, right? Supporting this reading, I see you coming out victorious this time, right? You have the Five of Swords. And I love it in this deck, the Mystical Manga Tarot, because it's not the typical Five of Swords that you see, in the other tarot decks. I love how he's defeated his enemies. And I say this every time, they're skulking off and he's standing there all defiant and cocky, like, I did it, and I win, and I'm standing exactly what I just said, standing my ground, standing up for yourself and winning. Your final outcome card is the World. Fertility, abundance, everything at your fingertips, it's knowing that this time around you're going to do the right thing and you're going to make it worth having to have done it through 2 lifetimes, if that makes any sense. So that is what I have for you, Pisces, and I thank you for letting me read for you. I'm so happy to make it through the signs. I still have time to make it back up to the store and help my assistant close. I'm happy everybody made it. Please don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video. Share it with your friends so we can help circulate it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And I will see you on Wednesday for our Guardian Angel guidance readings. Okay, so thank you everybody for showing up. I'm going to go ahead and exit now. I love you. Bye, guys.